We welcome you back to halftime here between Holy Cross and Lafayette for women's basketball action. We're going to shift from the hardwood to mental health, as now I'm joined here at halftime with Sarah Sadler, the Director of Mental Performance and Leadership here at Lafayette College. Sarah, what drew you to get involved in working with Lafayette College in the first place?
Yeah, so I really appreciate it. It's clear just from the mission statement, values, and from my interview that the athletic department focuses a lot on not just developing the athlete, but developing the person as well. And that aligns a lot with just how I approach mental performance consulting. So I actually don't do any mental health work in my office. I focus purely on the sport performance aspect, but I still take that approach of trying to help them develop outside of sport as well.
And as you even touch on there's so many layers to it, and you have an impressive resume yourself as you just graduated this past December with your doctoral degree in sports, exercise, and performance psychology. You're finishing up your master's in clinical mental health counseling, a lot of studies there. What has you most excited in terms of what you're learning in your education?
Yeah, I'm really excited that the PhD's done. I loved it, but very happy to just have that wrapped up. Honestly, a lot of what's been exciting has just been applying it. I've worked in consulting for a few years now, but it's been nice to get to actually apply what I'm doing. And the athletic department has been really great about allowing me to make the position what I need to and what I want to make sure I'm best serving athletes. So it's been great to have the opportunity to do that and to do it how I like to.
Well, since August, you've been here on campus applying those studies to help the student athletes. Talk to us a little bit about what kind of work, I know we talked before the interview about it, but what kind of work you're doing with the student athletes here on campus?
Yeah, so a lot of my day-to-day, every day is a little different, but a lot of my day-to-day is individual work with athletes, so working one-on-one to help them work through fear, manage performance anxiety, things like that. I also try to go to practice every couple of weeks, especially for the in-season sports, and then I'll do team sessions with some teams as well as needed. And then obviously just like meeting with coaches, and I really enjoy just getting to talk to everyone, and everyone's been so welcoming and open, so it's been great. Every day's a little different though.
I'm sure it is, especially since you're working with every team on campus. So as you look over your career, going back to your start in 2021, I'm curious, what have you noticed has really changed in terms of the evolution of the industry?
Yeah, it's changed a lot in a relatively short period of time. So one thing that I think has come to fruition a lot is this whole discussion and how to navigate the whole concept of, is it mental health? Is it mental performance? When do you do which? And so luckily coming from West Virginia, we're trained in both. So they do really, really good about teaching us how to practice within our competencies and then refer if an athlete does need mental health services, or if someone is in a role where they offer both, knowing how to offer both. So there's been a lot of increased focus on that, of how do we integrate both to the capacity and the competencies that we have.
Well, lastly, as we wrap up, because I'm learning something myself, what is the core difference between mental health and mental performance?
Yeah, so mental health focuses a lot on diagnosing and treating mental illnesses. It also just focuses a lot on general well-being outside of sport, and in my role I mostly focus on issues that are happening in terms of sport performance. So I might not directly address general anxiety, but I might help an athlete who's experiencing performance anxiety in games or something like that. So yeah, it's a fine line though. That's why WVU trains us so well to know the difference.
And now we know the difference. Mental performance with Sarah Sadler, the Director of Mental Performance and Leadership here at Lafayette College. Sarah, thank you so much for joining me. And we've got more coming up after this break in terms of getting ready for the second half of Holy Cross versus Lafayette.